An equipotential bonding grid is crucial for pool safety, especially for plastic pools. Plastic, being non-conductive, requires a grid to equalize electrical potential. Here's how to construct one based on 680.26C3 alternate means. You'll need several materials. Firstly, copper wire, specifically number 8 American wire gauge or larger. Secondly, ground rods, each at least 8 feet long. Thirdly, ground rod clamps to secure the wire to the rods. Fourthly, insulated wire connectors. The first step is to create a perimeter grid. To do this, drive ground rods around the perimeter of the pool area. Space these rods no more than 6 feet apart. The second step is to connect the perimeter rods. Connect the ground rods with the number 8 American wire gauge copper wire or larger, using the insulated wire connectors to ensure a secure and insulated connection. The third step involves creating radial grids. Drive additional ground rods in a radial pattern within the pool area, again spaced no more than 6 feet apart to ensure comprehensive coverage. Fourthly, you need to connect the radial rods to the perimeter grid. Connect the radial ground rods to the perimeter grid using number 8 American wire gauge copper wire or larger. This integrates the radial rods into the overall equipotential bonding system. Fifthly, install an equipotential surface. Lay number 8 American wire gauge copper wire or larger mesh over the pool area, ensuring it contacts the ground rods and other conductive surfaces. Connect the mesh to the perimeter grid to complete the equipotential plane. Now let's address some additional considerations specifically for plastic pools. An equipotential bonding grid is typically required for a plastic pool due to plastic being a non-conductive material and it does not provide a continuous path for electrical current to flow. The equipotential bonding grid ensures that all conductive surfaces around the pool are at the same electrical potential, which reduces the risk of electrical shock. It's important to adhere to these steps and considerations to ensure a safe swimming environment. Always consult with a qualified electrician for any electrical work. The equipotential bonding grid system aims to minimize voltage differences in and around the pool area. Voltage differences can create a shock hazard if a person comes into contact with 2 points having different electrical potentials. The purpose of the grid is to bring everything to the same potential or as close as possible. When installing the grid, make sure all connections are tight and corrosion resistant. Copper is susceptible to corrosion, so use connectors and clamps designed for direct burial and that are compatible with copper. Also, consider using anti-corrosion compounds on the connections to further protect them. The depth at which the ground rods are driven into the earth is also important. The 8-foot length is a minimum, and in some areas with poor soil conductivity, longer rods may be necessary to achieve adequate grounding. Local electrical codes may specify additional requirements for grounding and bonding of swimming pools, so it's essential to check with the local authorities before beginning any work. Remember, this grid is not a substitute for ground fault circuit interrupters or GFCIs. GFCIs are designed to quickly cut off power in the event of ground fault, which is a leakage of current to ground. GFCIs are required for all electrical outlets within a certain distance of the pool. Consider all metal parts like ladders, handrails, and diving board support should be bonded to the equipotential grid. This includes the metal components of the pool structure itself, such as the pool walls if they are made of metal. The bonding connection should be made with number 8 American wire gauge copper wire or larger and should be securely fastened to the metal parts. When installing the mesh, ensure that it is buried beneath the walking surface around the pool. The depth of burial is typically specified in the local electrical code, but it is generally around 4 to 6 inches. This helps to protect the mesh from damage and ensures that it is in good contact with the earth. Regular inspections of the equipotential bonding grid are important to ensure that it is functioning properly. Check the connections for corrosion and tightness, and test the ground resistance to ensure that it is within acceptable limits. If any problems are found, they should be corrected immediately. Keep detailed records of all inspections and maintenance performed on the equipotential bonding grid. These records can be helpful in identifying potential problems and tracking the performance of the system over time. When working with electricity, always take precautions to protect yourself from electrical shock. Wear appropriate safety gear, such as rubber gloves and insulated shoes, and work in a dry environment. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, it is best to hire a qualified electrician to do the work. The Equipotential bonding grid is a critical component of pool safety. By following these steps and considerations, you can help to ensure that your pool is safe for everyone to enjoy. This grid system is designed to prevent electrical shock hazards by ensuring that all conductive surfaces around the pool are at the same electrical potential. When a person comes into contact with two conductive surfaces that have different electrical potentials, they can experience an electrical shock. The equipotential bonding grid minimizes these potential differences, reducing the risk of shock. The ground rods are a key part of the equipotential bonding grid. They provide a path for electrical current to flow to the earth in the event of a ground fault. The ground rods should be driven deep enough into the earth to ensure that they make good contact with the soil. In areas with dry or sandy soil, it may be necessary to use longer ground rods or to install multiple ground rods to achieve adequate grounding. The insulated wire connectors are used to connect the copper wire to the ground rods and to other conductive surfaces. These connectors should be designed for direct burial and should be compatible with copper wire. They should also be corrosion resistant to ensure that the connections remain reliable over time. The number 8 American wire gauge copper wire or larger is used to connect all of the components of the equipotential bonding grid. This wire should be bare copper or insulated copper wire that is suitable for direct burial. The wire should be installed in a way that protects it from damage and ensures that it remains in good contact with the earth. The mesh is used to create an equipotential surface over the pool area. This mesh should be made of number 8 American wire gauge copper wire or larger and should be installed in a way that ensures it is in good contact with the earth. The mesh should be buried beneath the walking surface around the pool to protect it from damage and to ensure that it remains effective. When installing the equipotential bonding grid, it is important to follow all applicable electrical codes and regulations. These codes and regulations are designed to ensure that the grid is installed safely and effectively. It is also important to consult with a qualified electrician to ensure that the grid is installed properly. The electrician can help you to determine the appropriate size and type of wire and ground rods to use, and can also ensure that the grid is installed in accordance with all applicable codes and regulations. Regular maintenance of the equipotential bonding grid is important to ensure that it continues to function properly. This maintenance should include inspecting the connections for corrosion and tightness and testing the ground resistance to ensure that it is within acceptable limits. If any problems are found, they should be corrected immediately. The equipotential bonding grid is an important safety feature for swimming pools. By following these guidelines, you can help to ensure that your pool is safe for everyone to enjoy. Remember that proper installation and maintenance are crucial for the effectiveness of the grid. Always consult with qualified professionals and adhere to local codes to ensure a safe swimming environment. Furthermore, consider the specific type of soil in your area. Soil resistivity plays a significant role in the effectiveness of the grounding system. High soil resistivity can impede the flow of current to the ground, reducing the effectiveness of the equipotential bonding grid. In such cases, additional measures may be necessary, such as using more ground rods or soil amendments to improve conductivity. Be mindful of any underground utilities in the area where you are installing the ground rods. Before driving the rods into the ground, contact your local utility companies to locate any buried cables or pipes. This will help to prevent damage to the utilities and ensure your safety. When connecting the copper wire to the ground rods and other conductive surfaces, use appropriate connectors that are specifically designed for this purpose. These connectors should provide a secure and reliable connection that will not loosen or corrode over time. Avoid using makeshift connectors or methods, as these can compromise the integrity of the equipotential bonding grid. Document the entire installation process, including the location of the ground rods, the type and size of wire used, and the connections made. This documentation will be helpful for future maintenance and inspections. Keep the documentation in a safe place where it can be easily accessed when needed. Educate all pool users about the importance of the equipotential bonding grid and the potential hazards of tampering with it. Make sure they understand that the grid is there to protect them from electrical shock and that they should not attempt to modify or disable it in any way. Periodically test the equipotential bonding grid to ensure that it is functioning properly. This testing should be performed by a qualified electrician who has the necessary equipment and expertise to evaluate the effectiveness of the grid. The testing should include measuring the voltage potential between different points around the pool area and verifying that the ground resistance is within acceptable limits. If the testing reveals any problems, they should be corrected immediately. Keep a record of all testing performed in the equipotential bonding grid, including the date of the test, the results of the test, and any corrective actions taken. This record will help you to track the performance of the grid over time and identify any potential problems early on. The equipotential bonding grid is a critical safety feature that can help to prevent electrical shock hazards in and around swimming pools. By following these guidelines, you can help to ensure that your pool is safe for everyone to enjoy. Remember that proper installation, maintenance, and testing are essential for the effectiveness of the grid. Always consult with qualified professionals and adhere to local codes to ensure a safe swimming environment. Ensure that all metal parts of the pool equipment, such as pumps, filters, and heaters, are properly bonded to the equipotential bonding grid. This will help to prevent electrical shock hazards in the event of a fault in the equipment. Use corrosion-resistant materials and connectors for all bonding connections to ensure that they remain reliable over time. Consider using stainless steel or other corrosion-resistant metals for the ground rods and connectors, especially in areas with harsh soil conditions. Regularly inspect the pool area for any signs of damage or deterioration to the equipotential bonding grid. Look for corroded connections, damaged wires, or loose ground rods. If you find any problems, have them repaired immediately by a qualified electrician. Consider installing a ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, on the electrical circuit that supplies power to the pool equipment. A GFCI is a device that can detect even small amounts of current leakage and quickly shut off the power to the circuit, preventing electrical shock hazards. Make sure that the GFCI is properly installed and tested regularly to ensure that it is functioning correctly. If you are planning to install a new swimming pool, consult with a qualified electrician early in the planning process to ensure that the equipotential bonding grid is properly designed and installed. The electrician can help you to determine the appropriate size and type of wire and ground rods to use, and can also ensure that the grid is installed in accordance with all applicable codes and regulations. Remember, safety should always be your top priority when it comes to swimming pools. By taking the time to properly install and maintain an equipotential bonding grid, you can help to ensure that your pool is a safe and enjoyable place for everyone. Also ensure that you know the specific requirements for the type of pool you are installing. Above-ground pools have different codes that apply, even though they share many similar safety regulations that in-ground pools do. Always refer to the most recent version of the National Electric Code, specifically Article 680. This article provides detailed requirements for the electrical safety of swimming pools. Stay up to date with any changes or revisions to the code to ensure that your pool is in compliance. Consider the layout of your pool area when designing the equipotential bonding grid. The grid should extend to all areas where people are likely to be walking or standing near the pool, including decks, patios, and walkways. Make sure that the mesh or wire is buried deep enough to prevent it from being damaged by foot traffic or landscaping equipment. Use caution when digging around a pool area to avoid damaging the equipotential bonding grid. Before digging, contact your local utility companies to locate any buried cables or pipes. If you accidentally damage the grid, have it repaired immediately by a qualified electrician. Be aware of the potential for stray voltage in the soil around the pool area. Stray voltage can be caused by nearby power lines, underground cables, or other sources of electrical interference. If you suspect that there may be stray voltage in the soil, contact your local utility company to have it investigated. Do not allow anyone to swim in the pool if you suspect that there may be an electrical hazard. Turn off the power to the pool equipment and contact a qualified electrician immediately. The Equipotential bonding grid is a critical safety feature that can help to prevent electrical shock hazards in and around swimming pools. By following these guidelines, you can help to ensure that your pool is a safe and enjoyable place for everyone. Always prioritize safety and consult with qualified professionals to ensure that your pool is in compliance with all applicable codes and regulations.